A little cloudy, but the weather outside is nice, and hope that you are doing well on this Monday morning. A good way to get started, of course, is in the Word of God. And this morning, I'm going to do a reminder to you that Paul asked Titus to do a reminder to his church. And he says in verse 1 of chapter 3, he says, remind them to submit to rulers and authorities, to obey and to be ready for every good work, to slander no one, to avoid fighting and to be kind, always showing gentleness to all people. Isn't that a wow? That's a big statement from Paul to all of us in ministry, to all of us who have accepted Jesus Christ, because we look at some of our rulers and some of our authorities over us and we say, oh, they're just so, they don't get it. They're not Christian. They're doing things that are offensive to me, and we just want to bash them, and we want to say, just really come against them and rebel against them. But yet, Paul says in this middle of this time where the church is being persecuted, that Rome is weighing heavy on them. Israel is weighing heavy on them. They're just persecuting them and tormenting them. And he says to them, remind them to submit to the rulers and authorities, to obey and to be ready for every good work. So in the midst of them obeying and following the laws and not griping and complaining, but look for opportunities to do a good work, to let your good works be seen among them. Maybe that they could even be converted. And then it says to slander no one. That is a hard statement for us. We start talking about the government. We start talking about different things that we just want to talk. Oh, we just want to get, talk about them, to say ugly things about them, to make fun of them. We want to do those things. But Paul's very clear here. He says to slander no one, to avoid fighting and be kind, always showing gentleness to all people. The way that we carry ourselves, I've heard people say, I've never heard that person say a bad word about anybody. You hear that about people because that's a trait that stands out, and it's a trait that we should carry. We focus on ourselves. I can't tell you how many times that Jesus was trying to drone into the political scene, but Jesus never went there. He walked his own walk. He made sure that he was following what the Father had commanded him. And he wasn't getting drawn into those little petty arguments and bashing of authorities. He was more concerned about each person's individual walk with the Lord. And he says in this ending is to slander no one, to avoid avoid fighting, and to be kind, always showing gentleness to all people. And I didn't read this next part for a reason, because this is a great reminder to every person. It says, for we too were once foolish, disobedient, deceived, enslaved to various passions and pleasures, living in malice and envy, hateful, detesting one another. So Paul reminds Titus that after he tells him to be patient with the government, be patient with people that are lost and have authority over him, and for him to show kindness and love to those people, because we once were like them. We once were disobedient. We once were outside the will of God. So let us show the love of God to them, even to those who are lost. So as we are walking in this world, let us be kind, let us be gentle, let us be patient, and love on every person we come in contact with. Because what greater testimony would it be for someone to say, just this one Christian was always so good and so nice and didn't judge me,